project that was conceived by governments of India and Myanmar in 2008. The idea was to provide a viable alternative route for cargo transport to India's northeast. Currently, the route is through Siliguri corridor, or what is called Chicken's Neck. This route is already overstretched. It cannot take heavy machinery and heavy cargo. So the idea was that from Kolkata Port, you will create a sea link to Myanmar, and from there take the cargo to Mizoram, and from Mizoram to rest of northeast India. In 2008, the project cost was 535 crores. On October 14th, the Modi government has increased the allocation to the project to nearly 3,000 crores. The Modi government sees this project as implementation of its Act East policy. Up to now, India said that it has a policy of look east, of integrating with Southeast Asia, but this is the first big project which actually acts on that policy and therefore part of Act East. It's called multimodal because it uses 3 different modes of transport: sea route, a river route and a road transport route. So the project consists of 539 kilometer sea journey to Sittwe port in Myanmar from Kolkata Port. From Sittwe port along Kaladan river 158 kilometers to a place called Paletwa in Myanmar, and from there 110 kilometers by road to the Mizoram border. And then from the Indian side, a 100-kilometer road will be built linking National Highway 54 to a border town in Mizoram, where the road from Myanmar will meet. So you have a route which is a sea route, a river route, a road route, therefore multimodal. Not much of the project has been completed. The project has stagnated over time. Only now a new impetus will be given to the project. Earlier, some of the delay was due to land acquisition problems on the Myanmar side. What needs to be done now is for India to construct a port at Sittwe. The Sittwe port exists, but an integrated seaport along with the inland water port, because the cargo will be shifted in Sittwe from ships to river barges. And then dredging the Kaladan river to make it navigable. This would be 158 kilometers to Paletwa. At Paletwa, you would have to create a transshipment station which will transfer stuff from barges onto trucks to go by road. India will also build 6 barges of 300 tons capacity each for use on the Kaladan river. So these are things that still need to be done. There's been some opposition to the project in the past. There is the Kaladan movement which opposes the Kaladan project in the RAKHINE state of Myanmar, and there is the Chin People's Human Rights Organization. Both these organizations have opposed the Kaladan project on 2 grounds. One, they say that no environmental assessment has been done at any stage of this project's planning, and 2, they say that the people who live along this route, the populations along the route, they've never been consulted and no consultations have been held. If the Kaladan project plus other projects in the pipeline are implemented, the future looks pretty bright. Besides the Kaladan project, which will be completed in about 2 years' time, you have the trilateral highway project between India, Myanmar and Thailand. It will end up linking India with Thailand. Then there is a highway project between More in Manipur state to Mandalay in Myanmar. That will link India to the Asian highway project, giving it access to the east-west corridor which links Myanmar with the Da Nang port in Vietnam. And people say that India could become part of the new Mekong economic zone which is developing in that area. But what will happen through these movements is that India will ultimately get the same kind of access in Southeast Asia which China has enjoyed for centuries.